I work for the Oregon Department of Forestry, and I'm a volunteer firefighter.
I'm a small business owner, and I'm a volunteer firefighter.
I'm a soldier, and I'm also a volunteer firefighter.
I'm Sherry Benzema. I'm a paramedic and a volunteer firefighter. I volunteer because I want to provide my neighbors with a higher quality of care.
I volunteer because I like to serve my community. I like to work in a profession that's honorable.
I feel very proud to do this. It's something that I want to do. It's something that I like to do. It's fun. It's something that I've never done before in my life.
First things first, I want to help my community, but it's just a plus that I get that extra adrenaline when I'm doing it too.
Why wouldn't you want to do it, is the question to me. It's a lot funner to play with fire than it is to sit at home and watch TV.
Most of our firefighters that are here, they have full-time jobs, they have families, they have their own careers, they have a lot of their own responsibilities. And it's their way of giving back when they have that time.
I love being a volunteer firefighter. I wouldn't give it up for the world.
I think one of the things that make people want to volunteer is that we all want to be a part of something bigger than ourselves.
I'm a full-time firefighter, and I'm also a volunteer firefighter. I still volunteer. I absolutely love volunteering, because you can tell that you've made a difference after every call. The Stayton Fire District is located about 12 miles southeast of Salem. The district covers just about 107 square miles. We have 4 fire stations serving our district. They are Marion, Mehama, Elkhorn, and Stayton.
We have 7 paid staff and 70 volunteers.
Paid staff is Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. So we really depend on our volunteers to not only help during those hours, but also in the evenings and weekends.
You know, the fire truck shows up at your house. You don't necessarily know if it's a paid company or a volunteer company, and you shouldn't know the difference.
And really the most effective departments are combination departments.
I'm a pastor and I'm a firefighter. There's a lot of hard work that goes into a lot of sweat.
Volunteers provide the time and the dedication, and the district provides the equipment and the training.
Academy is the very first training that you start for a volunteer firefighter for the local communities around here. And that is 6 months every Wednesday and every other weekend. And you train hard.
Well, if you don't go to academy, you don't become a firefighter.
Right off the bat, you're hands-on, you know.
You actually pull hose, and you do searches, and you do ladders, and you cut holes in the roof, and you do water streams, all that.
There's a lot of classroom time, book time, that you actually have to sit down, and there's a lot to know being a firefighter.
And it's when you graduate from Academy that you get to start to apply those skills, that you get to start to ride the engines, get on the rescue, and actually get out in that community.
It's a very serious commitment to be a volunteer. There's 2 hours a week of training.
We're volunteers and we don't do this day in and day out, so we rely on our training to keep us fresh.
We have very high standards, and we hold people to those standards, and people are accountable.
We focus a lot on honor, we focus a lot on pride, we focus a lot on integrity, and 2 out of 3 ain't good enough.
You have to do the job as a professional. As a professional, you have to have pride, honor, and integrity, but you also have to have a desire to serve.
No glory, no, just to serve.
I'm a student and a volunteer firefighter. We all want volunteers here. It's the backbone of this department.
The greatest thing you see is when we have a call that comes down, and you'll see a mail car show up, and you'll see pickup trucks show up, and you'll see folks in suit and ties, you'll see folks that are in suspenders. Our firefighters are our community, and that's why we're looking for more of those folks.
We're getting more and more women volunteers. I'm seeing more and more females step up and come into the fire department, and they shouldn't be scared that it's, you know, a man's world.
It's better to have a roster with a few good quality, qualified, accountable people than it is to have a roster with a lot of names and you never know who's going to show up.
So folks that have flexible jobs and live in our outlying areas are especially valuable right now.
To have a volunteer who would come on board and be dedicated and committed and respond to 80 to 90% of the calls would be tremendous.
People express that they appreciate what we do. Our challenge is to get them to get from "we like what you do" to "how can I help?"
I operate a rock crusher and I'm a volunteer firefighter. It's helping somebody else that makes it worth it. You can't go play baseball and get the same feeling that you get from being a volunteer firefighter. There's nothing like it.